we would not have been sitting on a talk show.
Sure, we will.
We would not be sitting on a talk show with 3-4 chaps having been briefed by the Raw, trying to sway Indian public opinion.
Sir, do you deny? Sir, please don't make insinuations. Please don't make insinuations. Please don't make insinuations, sir. Please don't make insinuations.
Maybe no,
don't make insinuations,
by
sir.
Indian intelligence agencies.
I'm asking you
to sway public opinion.
Sir, I am telling you. I am asking you.
Number two.
No.
Now all evidence that you are calling evidence seems to be coming from Indian authorities.
No, I have just given you proof of what the Malaysian authorities said.
Whether it is
Are the Malaysians Indians?
It is Indian intelligence.
What about what the Malaysian authorities said? What about what the Malaysian authorities said? I just asked your colleague. What about what the Malaysian police said in Kuala Lumpur on May 14th this year? What happened there?
Complaining to Pakistan?
Sir, I'm asking you 2 days.
Tell me what happened.
Sir, I'm telling you 2 days before the announcement of the
intelligence agency. You should answer.
General Qureshi.
If all the evidence that you have, if that had been given to the government, this would have been then something between the two governments.
Sir, your government does not respond to any information on terrorism.
And start saying that this is the information that we have and expect the whole world to believe it. That's number two. And the third point is, if Pakistan or ISI has the capability of having Sri Lankans and Malaysians and all people from all over the world working for them, hats off to the ISI.
Sir, I only mentioned Sri Lankans, the rest of the Malaysian part is being added by you.
That you all believe
sir, don't trivialize it, sir. Mahesh Jethmalani responding to you. I only said this. I only said that the person, sir, have the patience to listen. I'm telling you, you can call up your contacts in Kuala Lumpur tonight. Sir, you have been military advisor to the President of Pakistan. You have been military advisor to the President of Pakistan. You are a man with deep contacts. Why don't you call up your friends in Kuala Lumpur and ask them, was a man called Mohammad Hosseini arrested on the 14th of May, 2 days before the Indian general elections? No. Did this man talk about the plan to blow up the American embassy in Chennai?
On information given by you.
Sir, you don't believe me? Call your friends in Kuala Lumpur. They'll tell you the same thing. Mahesh Jethmalani responding now.
I don't believe you.
Cover is blown. Mahesh Jethmalani, sir.
What you started doing is building up public opinion.
Our Pakistani guests should really ponder whether
issues in that
their course of conduct and that does not constitute a pattern which raises grave doubts about their bona fides in taking action against terrorists. We have given them dossier after dossier against Hafiz Saeed, qua 2611, and yet he has the highest security in Lahore and Muridke. As far as the most atrocious incident in recent times is concerned, 9/11, they were in a state of denial about Osama bin Laden, and he was found in a cantonment area in Abbottabad.
Not found.
Now, what is the point? We will give them evidence once more because we are a fair nation who believe in the rule of law. Yes, we must give them the evidence.
Very fair
we must
nation.
give them a dossier, and perhaps a second dossier and a third dossier regarding the activities of this
consular officer
from Sri Lanka.
The comment opinion is not correct.
But nothing is going to come out of it.
Colonel
I think
Shafqat
it's time that the Indian government raises the diplomatic tempo now, because the Pakistanis are impervious. Their civilian government and their security establishment are impervious to evidence.
Sir,
so it is time now to raise it on the diplomatic level.
Now 1 minute. The story is very simple. You were planning to carry out, sir, please just understand the seriousness of what we are talking about. A senior Pakistan High Commission official, his name comes up as the center point of all the ISI activities, planning terror activities all over South India. There is proof that also comes from Malaysia. There is entire evidence which is brought out about the recon missions which have been happening in India and an open attempt to bomb the American consulate in Chennai and the Israeli consulate in Bangalore. Now, more crucially, and if you only look at this very logically...
Put few more eggs in that.
Sir, please, sir, I'm not raising my voice. Let me just...
You are missing few targets.
Sir,
you can add the Rashtraya Bhavan also and many more things.
Sir, let's not trivialize this. Let's not trivialize this. Colonel Shafqat Saeed, let me give you 30 seconds worth of information. More crucially, sir, have the patience for just 30 seconds. Because, you know, it will be useful.
You know patience?
More crucially, Amir Zubair Siddiqui was sent back to Pakistan from Colombo after his name figured in the Tamim Ansari investigations. And he has been sent back again now. My simple question to you is, and this man is there, I have his pictures there behind, he's standing behind Nawaz Sharif. If you are so convinced of his innocence, why you keep sending him back to your own country? And then you say his term ended. The fact is his cover has been blown. Sir, this man's cover has been blown not once but twice. And you, your High Commission in Colombo, the ISI,
send him anywhere.
And your government,
why we have to take your
and your government, Admiral, have all been left embarrassed.
Yes.
Have all been left embarrassed.
We have to take your approval. He is employee of Pakistan, and Pakistan can send him and call him.
But why were you? Why was? Therefore, fine. So you in the case
we don't have to explain to you.
Sir, you see what happened.
You are trying to cover up the role you are playing in the destruction of Gaza. You know, in connivance with Israel,
sir,
and you are trying to divert it.
I began the program by saying today. I began the program by saying today, sir. Sir,
you are doing it in Afghanistan against Pakistan.
All I'm saying to you. All I'm saying to you.
And you have the nerves to tell us.
Yes, sir. I have the facts. You say I have the nerve. I have the facts, Admiral.
I
have the facts, Admiral. And let me remind you.
Doing this.
Sir, let me remind you, Admiral.
What can you remind me of?
Sir, if you care to listen.
You are so fragile that you are so scared of ISI. You are so fragile that anything happens, you make a halabaloo.
Sir, I am sure you take the ISI very seriously. I'd only like to remind you, you have tried to target Israeli interests in India in the past.
And I'm glad that you are taking
David Headley, sir, you have tried to target Israeli interests in India in the past.
No.
You were doing it again by trying to blow up the Israeli consulate in Bangalore. You thought your fingerprints would not be there, but your fingerprints.
And other people to do
Sir, your fingerprints are all over this plot. Your fingerprints are over the plot.
Arnab,
you left your fingerprints over the plot, sir. General Bakshi.
Arnab, you are carrying out such incidents.
And you are talking like kids.
Media hypes. At times when Pakistan and India talks are about
GD Bakshi would like to respond to our guests from Islamabad and Lahore, sir. Sir, I'll only say one thing, sir. Be very factual tonight. Be specific, be factual. For every bit of rhetoric you throw at me, I will throw one fact back at you. Over to you, General Bakshi.
Arnab, we have the standard ploy from Pakistan that unfortunately they are not in control of their non-state actors. That all the terror that originates in India, that Ajmal Amir Qasem was a non-state actor. Is this gentleman who's a consular staff of the Pakistan embassy in Sri Lanka a non-state actor?
Is he?
You know, that blows the cover. It is your state that is deeply involved, and very specifically the deep state. And I'm sorry, this can be dangerous. Because we just had 26/11, we showed the utmost of patience. We have sent you dossier after dossier in the fond hope that you would, respond in a legal and a rational manner. But we find that that gentleman, Mr. Hafiz Saeed, is on the loose. He is, engaging in vitriol, spewing venom and vitriol against India. And now we learn that it is your diplomatic staff which is engaged in planning terrorist operation. I think this strains credibility into what exactly is the role of a diplomat. I agree with you, Admiral, that yes, all countries do use their consular staff, their military attaches to gain information. That is their job. I am not talking of information. I am talking of the planning, the recce, the execution, the selection of targets for a terrorist attack like 26/11, like 9/11. Is that the thing that diplomats are supposed to do?
Well,
and is there any defense now that you have that it is all non-state actors and hence out of your control? And may I also remind you,
Arnab, can I give a requisite to
that you are trying to switch the direction of the terrorist attack from Sri Lanka side.
Sir, the question is very simple. Sir, keep in mind this. Pakistan today, Colonel Saeed, just understand, you have nowhere to hide because the arrests and the revelations are highlighting how similar these reconnaissance missions are that the recruits of the ISI were engaging in compared to what David Headley did in the 2008 Mumbai attacks. Now, you are aware, Colonel Saeed, that we have already given you details of how these recruits of the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo carried out the recon to attack and bomb Indian and international installations, namely American and Israeli, on Indian soil. I only wonder how you can risk it. And I only wonder how desperate you must be that you get your diplomatic staff so openly involved in such terror activity.
Let Sri Lanka take it up. Let Sri Lanka take it up.
Sir,
why are you doing the proxy?
Sir, why don't you hand over this gentleman called Amir Zubair Siddiqui to us? Let us talk to him. Let us get his point of view. Let us question him. Sir, it is on your interest.
Are we your subservient?
No, sir, it is in your interest.
You are ordering us.
Sir, it is in your interest. The fact of the matter is your cover has been blown.
So you better look after your interest.
Sir,
don't tell us our interest. Okay. We know our interest.
Now your interest.
Be naive.
Your interest, Admiral, your interest is now in giving up the terror route. Sir, your interest is
scared.
Okay, so I think the one answer I haven't got from my guest from Pakistan.
You are a large country. Be brave. Now face it up. Whatever you are doing in Afghanistan, what you are doing in Karachi, what you have been doing in Pakistan. I personally caught your naval attaché doing such thing. What are you talking about?
Admiral Javed Iqbal, you did not have an answer to my question on Malaysia. You had not one answer on why the Malaysians also give similar information.
You don't have the answer to my question.
I wish you could give me a clear answer.
Why are you do you think
you expect only
Commodore? Let Malaysian government take it.
So Commodore,
what is the answer? Why doesn't Malaysian government take it up?
Sir, the Malaysian government has taken it up. They have arrested this man. They have given the information to us.
They should take it up, Pakistan, and Pakistan will deal accordingly. Why are you getting into it?
That means Pakistan is not involved. India is involved.
Sir, you have been caught red-handed trying to carry out a 2611 kind of operation.
Arnab should hang them.
I don't know how you can risk it, but maybe you don't care about your reputation anymore. Beyond the point, it appears that you are speaking to a wall out here, but Mahesh Jethmalani nevertheless wants to make a few points. From our perspective, sir, you are getting into very dangerous waters out there. It is time you stop, Mahesh Jethmalani.
From our perspective,
I'm just about to share some more information about what a Pakistani is doing. Mahesh Jethmalani. Mr. Jethmalani, please. Yes, Mr. Jethmalani.
Quickly, I think this argument about Pakistani guests is absurd. They said, why are you getting into this? Give it to the Malaysians and the Sri Lankans. They should be the one who should be taking this up. But we were the intended victims. We were the victim not merely of espionage, we were the intended victims of a very serious terrorist attack. And our Pakistani guests are telling us, leave it to the Malaysians and the Sri Lankans. I mean, I think that whole argument just needs to be noted, to be dismissed.
No, the simple answer to that is... No, the simple answer...
You don't believe the information that you're giving us.
You had been doing it in Sri Lanka.
Admiral, be reasonable. Admiral, be reasonable. Be reasonable. I can understand your frustration tonight. The fact that the ISI's mini hub has been blown in Colombo.
I think India blaming us.
Sir,
India has been playing such role. India has been doing this in Sri Lanka. You should not be even talking about this.
Sir, you ask a question out there that why are you... Admiral, I said tonight we'll be specific. You ask how is it your concern? It is our concern because your intelligence agency,
you have been doing such
because your intelligence agency was working substantially towards carrying out terror attacks in Chennai. Chennai is in India, Bangalore, and expand operations to part of South India using Colombo as your base. I show to you tonight incontrovertible evidence to prove your designs. You can't deny them, and your only response is, why are you making it a big issue? Well, because we caught you red-handed, sir.
Can India deny their role in Sri Lanka?
Sir.
Can India deny their role in Afghanistan? Can India deny role in Pakistan?
Admiral,
can you deny that you destabilize Sri Lanka? Can you deny that?
Admiral,
deny that? The whole world knows that you have been involved in dirty games.
Admiral Javed Iqbal, this, I'm going to just send across all this evidence to you. And then you'll realize how your argument is not holding here today.
I don't need anything from you. Don't send anything.
Commodore Ranjit Rai wanted to make a point to our guest from Islamabad. Yes, Commodore Rai.
Yeah.
Yes, Commodore Rai.
Yeah, Admiral, I need to give you a requisite. You have accepted that this Siddiqui was there and he's taken back.
Yeah.
You admitted that he was involved in activities. But he has gone further. You have also admitted that ISI has been doing it. Hafiz Saeed is protected by you. Every terror. Have you ever agreed to anything? But from 9/11, you're the hub of terrorism. You have a terror war against us. The parliament was attacked. Every time there is denial, it is time for Pakistan to sit down, and whether it is Arnab Goswami or anybody else, sit down and tell me the proof. I'm an ex-intelligence man. Sit down with our intelligence people and say you are liars. I think India has the capability to accept it. But you should have the guts for your intelligence agencies now to sit down on the table in camera. I don't want it to come into public. But as an intelligence man, if you have any respect, Admiral Sir, with due respect to you, we have cooperated with you on many occasions. 9/11, 26/11, you will never accept anything. It's about time if you want peace in the subcontinent. You cannot do activity in India. Our intelligence has increased. You do it through Nepal. You do it through Bangladesh. And now you're doing it to Sri Lanka, who's good friends of yours.
Commodore,
you have a terror war with us.
Commodore, listen to me.
Decide. Sir, you decide to sit down on the table.
We are saving you. We are doing and saving you from that hot wind which used to eat you. Understand that. If you have any wisdom, understand that. If the Durand line gets in line with Wagah border, you will regret.
Sir, you should empty threats, frankly, Admiral,
you should be thankful to us.
Frankly, Admiral,
you should be grateful to us.
Frankly,
if you have any grey matter, you should understand that.
Admiral,
it is not empty threat.
Admiral,
you know the history.
Admiral Iqbal, I have just one thing to say to you.
We are protecting you.
Admiral,
if any one of you understands that.
Admiral, we are fully capable of defending ourselves, including against this organization called the ISI, which increasingly seems to have more in common with the ISIS than with Pakistan. Now, the question is this, sir, we kept telling you, sir, you understand your predicament. You targeted American interests in Afghanistan by using... Sir, please listen to me, sir.
Our predicament
sir, listen to your infamous background.
Our predicament is that we have neighbors like you.
Sir, listen to your infamous background. There is a mountain of evidence against you as far as your involvement with the Taliban and the Haqqani network and carrying out terror attacks on foreign interests in Afghanistan is concerned. Sir, don't tell me about Indian designs in Afghanistan, because I'll tell you yours. Okay, and I'll remind you of the NATO report. I'll remind you and General Qureshi and Colonel Saeed of the NATO report of February 2012. Whenever I mention it, all of you put your heads down, because you know how that exposed the role of your Pakistan army with the Afghan Taliban.
NATO report
didn't happen.
So you have a history of doing
report.
This. Only thing we are saying, sir, others' intelligence is smarter than yours. You've been caught red-handed in Colombo. And I know it must be difficult for you to understand that your game is up. But sir, you hid Osama, you were caught. You partnered with the Haqqani network, you were caught. You had a ISI hub in Colombo, and you've been caught, sir. You've been caught red-handed, and so badly and so openly today that you had to get this man out in a private Pakistani plane. You had to make him flee from Colombo, sir. But how long will you hide? How long will you hide now your cover is blown? Mahesh Jethmalani has a counter question. Mahesh Jethmalani has a counter question. Sir, don't try another 26/11. You'll burn your hands if you do so. Mahesh Jethmalani. Don't try a 26/11 because that non-state actors...
You have been caught in Pakistan. What are you talking about?
So why do
you are expert? You see, you
should just sit there
and you do the same thing
from raw and announce exactly what
read your history.
You want your
sir,
I can tell you.
So therefore, the Indian public is being misled.
Pakistan has been very kind to you. Pakistan is kind to you because you don't understand the language of peace. Our Prime Minister went and you don't understand the language of peace.
What the allegation was. this is what the proof is, and now this person should be punished.
Sir.
How can you do that? If you want our opinion, then you should have the patience and the guts to listen to the truth. And you don't have to keep repeating your lies one after the other and saying that this has been proved and now you are hanging down your heads and this has happened and so such and such thing happened in Afghanistan. Why do you keep saying
General Qureshi?
If you don't want our opinion, if you don't want evidence, and you don't want a discussion,
General Qureshi,
yes, you're the only one who should come up there, sit on your screen and keep talking for 45 minutes.
General Qureshi, I have just 3 counters for you since you say that I took a briefing from the research and analysis wing before doing my program.
I'm sure
one second. I have 3 counters for you. Can think about it. No, 1 second.
I don't have the information.
Sir, I'll give you. Sir, you listen to me.
You are only
Admiral Mike Mullen. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 3 counters. Sir, you are an intelligent man. You hear me, sir? Admiral Mike Mullen.
So are you.
So are you. You are an intelligent man. Hear me, sir. You know, Admiral Mike Mullen.
Recruited by the
Admiral Mike Mullen.
And
General Qureshi.
With people
General Qureshi.
Who perhaps aren't
General Qureshi.
even allowed to speak.
General Qureshi, just 3 points. Was Admiral Mike Mullen chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff who first exposed the ISI in 2011? Was he a member of the RAW? First question.
Great.
Second is, was former CIA chief, sir, 1 minute, was former CIA chief.
When he found that they had failed in Afghanistan, wanted to put the blame on a scapegoat.
Now you know,
and
sir.
He said,
now you know what I'm talking about.
It was the ISI. It was because of them that we failed.
Question 2.
The American public doesn't blame them. Hold on. You were there for 11 years.
Okay, question 2. Was Bruce Rydell, former CIA chief, also a member of the RAW? And question 3. Was the NATO report also written by someone from the law? Mahesh Jethmalani.
You gave them an excuse and Mike Mullen gave them
Arnab, it is not without significance. It is not without significance that the US and the UN have designated the LET and now the JUD as a terrorist organization and placed a $10 million bounty on Hafiz Saeed's head, and he continues to roam freely in Pakistan. Point number 1. Point number 2, it is not far away, and I say this with complete confidence, when UN and the US will designate the ISI as an unlawful terrorist organization. And finally, if the Pakistani government continues to use its consular offices as safe houses and breeding grounds for terrorists and conspiracies to commit terrorist acts, it won't be long before the Pakistani government and the Pakistani state is designated a terrorist state.
Yeah. Where is Amir Zubair Siddiqui?
Arnab,
where is Amir Zubair Siddiqui? I have just one last question.
About us.
Where is Siddiqui?
Arnab,
where is Amir Zubair Siddiqui, sir? Will you give us this man? I put his picture up there once again.
Yeah.
Amir Zubair Siddiqui, India wants him. India wants you to hand over this man. He is the man who was trying to cultivate a whole terror machinery in South India to carry out attacks in Colombo and Bangalore. Will you hand him over?
Only thing that you can do with diplomat is you can consider, declare him person non grata. You can't hold him. And where from you came in that the person in Colombo is being asked for sought for by India.
As long as he behaves like a diplomat, diplomats do not plan terror attacks. For God's sake.
They did not launch. He was not part of anything like that. He was just carrying out his normal duties. And I must remind you that the line that the present government and your media has adopted to deteriorate the relation in subcontinent between India and Pakistan is not going to pay India in any way.
Sir,
because this is not 1971. This is 2014.
Sir, by your logic.
And now you are going to, you cannot fulfill your dreams by burning Ganga aircraft. Sir, that was a mock operation which you blamed on Pakistan. Similarly, the Bombay and the Parliament attack has been proved by your own intelligence officer on an affidavit that it is doing off General VP Singh's technical support division.
Sir, Sir, the ISI
is also a product of 6 months of technical support.
You learn the lessons of history.
And they don't indulge in anything which can be brought up like that.
Learn the lessons of history, gentlemen.
They are not behind any sort of terrorism.
The ISI carried out the ISI carried out the parliament attack in 2001
against the non-state actors.
The ISI carried out the parliament attack in 2001.
It has fought for the free world.
The ISI masterminded the Mumbai attack in 2008.
No,
and the ISI has been exposed, caught red-handed out of Colombo in 2014. I thank you for joining me on debate number 1. We wait to see what the Narendra Modi government will do and whether it will corner Pakistan on this. We expect it to. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.